Shalom. All praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the nation of Israel, better known as the Great Millstone. Salutations to all you sincere brothers as well who push this word in truth and in sincerity. Um, so I did this video yesterday, okay, in regards to the fallouts and rejects of the nation of Israel. And today, meditating on it a little bit more, you know, because the way these guys are, they try to they'll try to find some little way to worm some other situation in. So they say, oh, you told us about this guy and his problems. Well, what about this guy and his problems? All right, I'll let you know. Okay, you tell me who has a sadder story. But before I get there, I'm gonna read this. It's Philippians 2:1. If there be therefore any consolation in Yahweh Shai, all right, or Mashiach, if any comfort or love, if any fellowship of the Spirit, if any bowels and mercies, fulfill ye my joy, that ye may be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind let each esteem other better than themselves. And this is the point, this last part, to let each esteem other better than themselves. All right, and that scripture is for this man here, this brother Ash. Okay. Now also, I'll come back to this, but this brother, I'm not gonna say exactly what city it was, but he lived on the west coast of Washington. Now I'm gonna pull up a map of the state, okay, just for perspective purposes, and you're gonna see his level of commitment. Okay, so we teach between, well, hell, we teach between Redmond to Olympia. Okay, so from Redmond to Olympia we have different camp spots, okay, as of now. Now this brother Ash was coming from this west coast area, okay, the 101. Okay, he's coming from the 101 every Saturday, okay, all the way at the time from Tacoma to Redmond. So this man is traveling about 2.5 to 3 hours, okay, every Saturday over here to camp, hold camp, and then he would drive himself all the way back home. Okay, that was his level of commitment. This man right here, okay, that's how committed he was to coming to get this word. Because prior to finding out about Great Millstone and more brothers that were teaching, he only knew about, I think it was ISUPK, and they don't go out and do the work, especially in this state. Not that I know of. Maybe they do now, but certainly not in that time. And the person that he was learning under, he was telling him like, hey, let's go out and teach. And the guy that he was learning from was like, nah, I can't teach on the street no more, for whatever reason. His own conscience, that other guy's own conscience was bearing witness against him. Now, for perspective, this man Bo, he was coming from, I'm not going to give you his real location, but basically this area right here, okay? He's coming from somewhere between Seattle and Kent, and he's only got to go between Redmond and Tacoma at the time. So look at that difference in travel time, man. You got that, and then you got this brother coming all the way from the west coast, the 101, 2.5, 3 hour drive to camp, 2.5, 3 hours back. We weren't letting them hang out with us. Neither of these men after camp were coming and hanging out and fellowshipping with us after camp for a number of months because they had to prove themselves. Okay? Now I'm going to read this, Romans 14:5. It says, one man esteemeth one day above another, another esteemeth every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. This man is fully persuaded in his own mind that these sacrifices he made was actually worth it. On top of, he had something very personal that he was dealing with, and pushed all that worldly shit aside and actually moved. This brother actually moved from where he was, what his whole situation was in the world, from the West Coast, from the 101, and he actually moved closer to us to be around us. He actually picked up, dropped his worldly life, and came up this way. That's commitment. That's honorable, man. That brother, that brother is, you know, I boast in his faith, man. I boast in his commitment, because that's the right thing to do. Whereas this man, he's local. He's local, and we haven't seen him or heard from him. He's got our phone numbers. They haven't changed. The number I gave him hasn't changed. Okay, so hey, he's right here in the thick of it. So you tell me, through the Spirit, who's actually fighting for this thing. You know, this man is traveling, man, 2.5, 3 hours, just to come to camp, to burden his body, and then turn around and go back home immediately after. You know, so I just wanted to share that bit of information, because I think it was important to show the difference in spirit between these two men that were both coming around the same time. Okay, now this man is in the camp. This man is not. All right, and don't think that I didn't get on him about his work situation too. I did. Told him, hey bro, like, what's your work situation and all this, and he told me his personal things, and I gave him advice, and he actually took that advice seriously, and he's growing and getting better in this thing, man. That's a beautiful brother too. He's great to have over as a house guest. Cleans up after himself. Very giving. You know, a lot of times we push his money away, and he's like, nah, man, I gotta pay. We're like, bro, hey, we're taking you out with us. We're treating you. This man is a beautiful brother, man. You know, so with that, hopefully, well, I already know the faithful and hopeful elect appreciate things like this, whereas, you know, the 2/3 and scoffers, you don't care about the reality. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom.